Good morning, guys. Today we are going to have our first summative test in quarter or in the second quarter. So you have to write your name, please don't forget it. And then let's start with our summative test number 1. Read the selection below, then arrange the sequence of events taken from Bonifacio's autobiography. In your notebook, you have to write 1 for the first event, 2 for the second, and so on. So that means, class, you're going to write only 1 to 5. Be guided by the language features and or signal used in each sentence. Andres Bonifacio, born on November 30, 1863, in Manila and died in May 10, 1897 at Mount Buntis, Philippines. Philippine patriot and founder and leader of the Nationalist Katipunan Society, who instigated the revolt of 1896 against the Spanish. Bonifacio was born of poor parents in Manila and had a little formal education, working as a messenger and warehouse keeper before becoming involved in revolutionary activity. He was, however, well read. Unlike the nationalist poet, the novelist Jose Rizal, who wanted to reform Spanish rule in the Philippines, Bonifacio advocated complete independence from Spain. In 1892, he founded the Katipunan in Manila, modeling its organization and ceremony on that of the Masonic order. The Katipunan at first grew slowly, but by 1896 it had an estimated 100,000 members and branches not only in Philippines but also in Central Luzon and on the island of Panay, Mindoro, and Mindanao. Its members were mostly workers and peasants. The urban middle class supported reform rather than revolution. In 1896, Bonifacio led the long-planned insurrection on Luzon, but his forces were defeated by Spanish troops, and he was forced to retreat to Montalban in the north, while Emilio Aguinaldo, one of his lieutenants, carried on resistance. As the Spanish systematically routed the insurrectos, it became increasingly clear that Bonifacio was an ineffective military leader. In March 1897, a convention in Tejeros named Aguinaldo rather than Bonifacio president of a new Philippine Republic. Refusing to recognize the convention, Bonifacio tried to establish his own rebel government. In April 1897, Aguinaldo had Bonifacio arrested and tried for treason. He was executed by a firing squad. Okay, so here are the sentences, class. So all you have to do is to write 1 for the first event, 2 for the second, and then so on. So you have to read it carefully. Now, let's go to letter B. Read the text and complete the table below. Then convert the details of the given text into a diagram using appropriate graphic organizer. Do this in your notebook. So we are going to read this text. Land pollution is when humans introduce harmful objects, chemicals, or substances, directly or indirectly into the soil in a way that causes harm to other living things or destroys soil or water ecosystem. It can be caused due to agricultural sources, ashes, mining sources, industrial sources, sewage treatment, garbage or waste, construction sources, deforestation, chemical and nuclear plants, and oil refineries. When deforestation is committed, the tree covered is compromised on. This leads to a steep imbalance in the rain cycle. A disturbed rain cycle affects a lot of factors. To begin with, the green cover is reduced. Trees and plants help balance the atmosphere. Without them, we are subjected to various concerns like global warming, greenhouse effect, irregular rainfall, and flash floods, among other imbalances. Solutions for land pollutions are: number one, make people aware about the concept of reduce, recycle, and reuse. Number two, reduce the use of pesticides and fertilizers in agricultural activities. Number three, buy biodegradable products. Number four, do organic gardening and eat organic food that will be grown without the use of pesticides. 5. Plants more number of trees. We walked and survive on land. It is literally the base of our ecosystem. It is in our good interest to take care of it and nurture it. So, right here, class, you are going to write your possible title of the text. Then you write what type of text is it. We already studied about that. Then what is the purpose of this text? And lastly, you are going to write or make a graphic organizer based on the text that we had read. Okay, now let's go to letter C. Observe the pictures below. Then write a 5 sentence paragraph indicating the factual description about them. Use the signal words given. So this is it. So we have the cause and effect, show relationship between cause and effect. Alright, so you have to look at this picture and the effects. Okay, and here are class the word signal. So you're going to make your own 5 sentence paragraph. You're going to write it here on the space provided. Okay, now let's go to letter D. So we have here Jimmy and Evelyn have both written about the recent birthday parties. Read both paragraphs. Then compare and contrast them by writing the things that they did on the lines below beneath their names. If they did anything that was the same, write in the middle. So this is what we call class a Venn diagram, right? We had studied this last time. So here, let us read first what happened in Jimmy's birthday party. On my birthday, I went on horseback oh, trail ride with friends. We rode for an hour, then stopped for a picnic lunch. We had cake, and I opened a few small presents they had brought with them. Alright, now let's go to Evelyn. On my birthday, I had a party. 6 friends came over, and we played games. Then we had a cake and ice cream. And I opened presents. I had one huge present from my parent. It was a bicycle. So, class, you're going to use the Venn diagram in order for us to know the comparison and contrast about Jimmy's birthday party and Evelyn birthday party. So that's it. That's all about our summative test number 1. So please answer carefully and then pass it in your Google Classroom. Thank you so much.